is the voice of Turkey. This 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 is the voice of Turkey.
This is the voice of Turkey's English language transmission broadcasting from Ankara in the 49-meter band between 1830 and 1930 hours UTC on 5,945 kHz to Europe, between 2030 and 2130 UTC in the 31-meter band on 9,620 kHz to South Asia and Australia, between 22 and 2300 hours UTC in the 31-meter band and on 9,830 kHz to Europe, Eastern USA and Canada, and in the 19-meter band on 15,520 kHz between 1630 and 1730 hours UTC to Afghanistan, Pakistan, India, Uzbekistan and Turkmenistan. The voice of Turkey is also being between 03 and 0400 hours UTC in the 31-meter band and on 9,515 kHz to Europe, the USA, Eastern Canada and Cuba, between 03 and 0400 hours UTC in the 49-meter band on 6,165 kHz Syria, Iran, and the Arabian Peninsula. You can listen to us over the Turksat 3A and 4A satellites and on the internet at www.trt.net.tr through the Voice of Turkey link. Please note that transmissions broadcast between 20:30 and 21:30 hours UTC, between 22 and 2300 hours UTC, and between 03 and 0400 hours UTC have been pre-recorded. Our email address is english-trt.net.tr.
Following the news and review of Turkish press, the Voice of Turkey will present Turkey's tourism attractions, the Letterbox program, Turkish cuisine, and some music. But first the headlines. 20 years on after Marmara earthquake raises northwestern Turkey. Israel carries out airstrikes in Gaza after rocket fire. Turkish-US Center for Syria Safe Zone to start soon. 6 PKK terrorists neutralized in southeastern Turkey. And now, details of the news. Turkey on Saturday marked 20 years since the devastating 1999 earthquake in Turkey's Marmara region, which took some 17,000 lives on August 17. The Marmara earthquake caused a great economic loss, damaging 30,000 businesses and 200 billion Turkish liras, around $36 billion, according to Connected Business Initiative (CBI) Turkey platform, established by the UN Development Program and Turkish Enterprise and Business Confederation last November. Haluk Özener, the director of Boğaziçi University, Kandilli Observatory and Earthquake Research Institute in Istanbul, said the tragedy raised a warning to take precautions against future disasters. Israel warplanes carried out 2 airstrikes in Gaza Strip early Saturday after a rocket fire from the Palestinian territory, according to military. In a statement, the army said the attacks targeted 2 structures belonging to Palestinian group Hamas, which rules the blockade enclave. The attack was carried out in response to the rocket that was launched from Gaza earlier tonight, the army said. There were no reports of injuries from the attacks. On Friday, hundreds of Palestinians staged protests near Gaza-Israel security fence as part of weekly demonstrations against Israel's 12-year blockade on the seaside territory. Since the Gaza rallies began in March last year, more than 270 protesters have been arrested and thousands more wounded by Israeli troops deployed near the buffer zone. The Joint Operations Center to coordinate actions in the Syria Safe Zone will start functioning from next week, Turkish Defense Minister Hulusi Akar announced on Friday. Akar, along with Chief of General Staff Yaşar Güler and commanders of the land, air and naval forces, visited the southeastern city of Şanlıurfa to inspect troops preparing to set up a Turkish-US Joint Operations Center. Akar said that the timetable for establishment of the center was implemented smoothly and as per schedule so far. He also stressed that Turkey and the US have agreed on many things, including the control and coordination of Syria safe zone airspace. Akar, however, criticized the US for cooperating with the YPG terrorists. He urged the US, who is also Turkey's ally, to end this cooperation as soon as possible. Turkish security forces on Saturday neutralized 6 PKK terrorists in the country's southeast, the Interior Minister said. Security forces retaliated against a PKK terrorist attack on Turkish military base in Şemdinli district of Hakkari province, the ministry said in a statement. Turkish authorities openly use the word neutralized in their statements to imply that the terrorists in question either surrender or were killed or captured. It is in its more than 30-year terror campaign against Turkey, listed as a terrorist organization by Turkey, the US and the EU, has been responsible for the deaths of nearly 40,000 people, including many women, children and infants. And that was the news brought to you by the Voice of Turkey.
Turkey's tourist attraction. Known as Hierapolis in the ancient world, is one of Turkey's best-known tourist attractions. It is in the UNESCO World Heritage List since 1988 and considered both cultural and natural heritage sites. Pamukkale is located within the provincial borders in the Western Aegean region. Waters, which is calcium oxide, running down from southern slopes of Mount Chalder, have formed here glorious white travertines in the area, which is a wondrous sight to behold. Pamukkale travertines stretch for about 2,700 meters and stand at an elevation of 160 meters. Thus, their pure white color can be spotted from kilometers away. The area, located 2 kilometers from Denizli city center, is also famous for its healing waters, believed to treat a number of illnesses. There are 5 different sources of springs, with temperatures reaching 35 degrees Celsius. Hierapolis ancient city, which is very close to the travertine, is one of the most stunning sights that reached our day from ancient times. It is home to various artifacts belonging to the late Hellenistic and early Christian eras. It is believed that Hierapolis city was founded in the 2nd century BC by Eumenes II, one of the kings of Pergamon kingdom, and was named after Hira, wife of Telephos, the founder of Pergamon's Attalid dynasty. Hierapolis was a religious center for Christianity and was influential in the spreading of the new faith. It is also the very city where Saint Philip, one of the 12 disciples of Prophet Jesus, was murdered. Perhaps because of this fact, the city was declared a religious center in the 4th century AD to honor him, and later on it was ruled by the Eastern Roman Empire, aka the Byzantine Empire. In 531, then Byzantine Emperor Justinian raised the Bishop of Hierapolis to the rank of Metropolitan, and the Roman baths were transformed to a Christian basilica. During the Byzantine period, the city continued to flourish and also remained an important center for Christianity. According to sources, Hierapolis was famous for its stone carvings, metal workings, and woven fabrics. If you happen to visit one-of-a-kind Pamukkale and the ancient city of Hierapolis, make sure you also make the best of healing waters in the area. Watch the sunset over 12 white travertines and see the waterfalls and caves nearby. We also suggest you buy famous hand-woven fabrics of Denizli, have a taste of local delicacies of pide or kebab. Have a nice trip. Turkey's tourist attractions.
Letterbox programming. Hello and welcome to the Letterbox program. Ibrahim Sarıkaya is your host on this program today. We use this opportunity to reach out to you through your letters and emails. Your letters and emails are a source of guidance and feedback on our program. We also expect your criticism, whether positive or negative.